Real Madrid have just made one of the most shocking transfer offers of the summer of 2025. 40 million euros plus to young stars, Rodrygo and Eduardo Camavinga, in exchange for Rodri. This is a deal of immense value and demonstrates the genuine ambition of the Royal Club to restructure their midfield under new manager Xabi Alonso. Meanwhile, Manchester City immediately rejected this offer, highlighting Rodri's absolute strategic importance to Pep Guardiola's system. Is this a bold and correct move by Real Madrid in their journey to rebuild under Xabi Alonso? And why did Manchester City reject an offer that seems almost impossible to refuse? Since joining Manchester City from Atletico Madrid in the summer of 2019 for a fee of around 70 million euros, Rodri has gradually established himself as one of the world's best central midfielders. He has helped Manchester City win numerous major and minor titles, including for Premier League titles, 2 FA Cups, and the pinnacle, the 2023 UEFA Champions League. Particularly with his all-around performances throughout the 2023-24 season. Rodri was honored with the 2024 Ballon d'Or, becoming a rare defensive midfielder to achieve this accolade in the modern era. Despite suffering a serious injury, a torn ACL at the start of the 2024-25 season, which forced him to miss significant time, Rodri's status in Pep Guardiola's squad remains undiminished. In fact, his absence is considered the primary reason for Manchester City's dip in form early in the season. For this reason, in the eyes of Pep and City's board, Rodri is an untouchable figure. On the other side, Real Madrid, under manager Xabi Alonso, are entering a phase of significant transformation with the goal of building a modern, technical, and efficient ball-controlling system. In the style of play Alonso aims to implement, a holding midfielder capable of dictating the game and providing a tactical foundation is essential, and Rodri is the perfect archetype for this role. Aurelien Tchouameni's failure to meet expectations, as a number 6 has forced Real's leadership to seek a higher caliber player. Rodri is seen as a clear tactical upgrade, capable of both solid defending and holding possession while launching long passes to spark attacks, qualities Xabi Alonso himself displayed brilliantly during his playing career. Real Madrid's interest in Rodri didn't begin in the summer of 2025. The Royal Club has closely monitored him over the past 2 seasons. However, it was only when Manchester City struggled without Rodri and Real needed a new midfield pivot to support Jude Bellingham, Mbappe, and Valverde that this deal became a serious proposition with a concrete offer. According to sources from CNA Football, Real Madrid officially sent Manchester City a staggering transfer proposal, 40 million euros in cash plus to stars, Rodrygo and Eduardo Camavinga, in exchange for Rodri's services. This is one of the highest value offers in the summer 2025 transfer market, with an estimated total package worth around 180 euros to 200 million euros when factoring in the commercial value and developmental potential of the players offered in the swap. Real Madrid's inclusion of both Rodrygo and Camavinga in the negotiations demonstrates their utmost determination to secure Rodri. This is not an ordinary inquiry. It's a strategic gamble to acquire the player they believe will be the centerpiece of Xabi Alonso's new tactical system. However, Manchester City's response was unequivocal. They immediately rejected the offer without further consideration. According to multiple insider sources, both the club's leadership and manager Pep Guardiola consider Rodri untouchable. Guardiola once stated that Rodri is not merely a defensive midfielder. He is the controller of the entire game's rhythm, the tactical heart of Manchester City. Losing Rodri would collapse the entire structure Pep has painstakingly built over the past 5 years. Furthermore, Manchester City are preparing to extend Rodri's contract until 2030, with his salary increased to 22 million euros per year, the second highest in the squad after Erling Haaland. This move shows the club's intent to keep Rodri not only for the present, but also as a long-term pillar to lead the next generation of the citizens. As for Real Madrid, questions arise as to why they would offer to young stars with significant growth potential plus a substantial cash sum for a 29-year-old player. In truth, there are several reasons for this. For Rodrygo, he has gradually lost his place since Kylian Mbappe arrived at the Bernabeu in the summer of 2024. Mbappe's presence has altered the attacking setup, with Vinicius and Mbappe occupying the two starting spots. Rodrygo has been forced to play on the right wing, where he has struggled to shine and doesn't suit Xabi Alonso's philosophy, often finding himself off the bench in several matches. Camavinga faces a similar situation. Despite being one of Europe's most promising young midfielders, he has been inconsistent and doesn't fit the number 6 role that Xabi Alonso demands in his modern ball control system. Compared to Tchouaméni or Valverde, Camavinga tends to play more spontaneously and lacks the ability to dictate the game's tempo. Beyond technical factors, selling these two young stars would also help Real Madrid reduce their wage bill, paving the way for a major contract like Rodri's, who would demand a top-tier salary. Xabi Alonso is looking to build a modern midfield that balances physicality and tactics. After the departures of Casemiro and Modric, as well as Kroos's retirement, Real need a new brain to control the midfield. So why did Manchester City so adamantly reject a deal that could be seen as profitable for a player whose form post-ACL injury is uncertain? As mentioned, the primary reason Manchester City immediately rejected Real Madrid's offer is Rodri's irreplaceable role and Pep Guardiola's tactical system. Beyond being a mere defensive midfielder, Rodri is a strategic deep-lying playmaker, the only player in the current squad capable of holding possession under pressure, reading the game at high speed, and organizing play from the back. His accurate ball distribution, positional awareness, and tactical vision make him the silent conductor in every phase of Manchester City's game control. Additionally, he is a reliable psychological anchor for the team, with his calmness and standout leadership qualities. Rodri's absence in the early stages of the 2020-25 season due to injury had clear consequences. Manchester City's win rate dropped from 76% to 52%, while their average ball possession decreased by nearly 10%, leading to a worrying string of winless matches. This made the technical staff even more aware that no player can replace Rodri in this strategic number 6 role. From a tactical and squad depth perspective, Manchester City don't truly need Rodrygo or Camavinga. On the wings, they already have Foden and Doku, both young, versatile players who fit the current system better than Rodrygo. As for Camavinga, despite being a talented young midfielder, he lacks Rodri's organizational and distribution skills. Meanwhile, City already have Kovacic, Nunes, and Reinders to ensure midfield depth. If this transfer were to succeed, what would happen? If Real Madrid successfully signed Rodri from Manchester City, it would be a transfer bombshell that would shake all of Europe. Real's midfield would become formidable, with the quartet of Rodri, Valverde, Bellingham, and Mbappe forming a dominant unit in terms of physicality, technique, and game control. For Manchester City, despite their strong squad depth losing, Rodri would be a significant blow. While they would gain talented players like Rodrygo and Camavinga, no one could immediately replace Rodri's unique role in dictating and organizing play from the back. This event could create a domino effect. In the transfer market, other major clubs would need to accelerate efforts to retain their key players, especially central midfielders capable of controlling games, such as Joshua Kimmich, Frankie de Jong, or Declan Rice. However, the likelihood of those players leaving is low, as they are all irreplaceable pillars at their respective clubs. Real Madrid's audacious offer for Rodri is clear evidence of the Royal Club's ambition to dominate Europe. However, for Manchester City, Rodri is untouchable. He is not just a defensive midfielder, but the tactical heart of Pep Guardiola's system. Thus, City's immediate rejection is understandable. Although the chances of this deal succeeding are very low, it has sounded a warning bell across Europe that a new era of transfers is approaching. Even players who seem unsellable can become subjects of negotiation. As for Real Madrid, it remains unclear whether they will abandon this deal or come up with another outrageous offer to secure the 2024 Ballon d'Or winner. Let's wait and see.